Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this video we'll learn to work with null values in the data. These are very useful queries and useful functions. We will work with ISNULL and Coalesce functions. These are quite useful and these are generally asked in the interviews as we have to deal with a lot of null data in the database. Alright, so let's get started. Let's begin with our standard employee table. So we have employee table here, but we do not have any null values as of now, as we want to work with null values in the data. So let's first create the null values, update the data in this table. So we have this query where we are updating employees and setting up salary values as null, where employee ID is 5. So for David we want to make an update here, and one row is updated. Now if we see, David has the salary which is now showing up as null. We can also test it whether we have correctly entered the value as null. So we can use ISNULL function here. So select all the data for employees where salary is null, and if we run, we get this record. So it's validated. Now in this data we do not have any other column. So if we were to multiply salary with, let's say, an incentive and generate a commission out of it, so let's first uh, create a column called as incentive. So we are using a DDL functions, and we are altering table and adding a column called as incentive, and it type being float. So I'm just creating it. The column has been created. If we check it now, the values will be null because we haven't given any values. So by default, it would take null values. Now if I update and set the values to be 0.1, yes, it is updated. And if I run this table now, you will see that one more column has been added and the values are being set as 0.1. So now here we have our salary data and the incentive data, and we can calculate the commission now. So now if I use the query directly here uh, by multiplying salary and incentives, incentive being here 0.1, essentially 10%, and if I run it, what I get is I get a commission as null because null multiplied by any data is null. So this is the problem which we are getting into and we are trying to solve for it. So now we are trying to solve this using a couple of functions. The first one is null, and in this case what it would do is it'll check whether the salary is null. If it is null, then it will take a value as default as 1000. If it is not null, it will continue with the salary as what it is, and it will give us uh, the multiplication with the incentive, and it will generate the commission column. So yes, now we get the value as 100 as compared to our previous query where we were getting commission as null. Now our default value is 100 units of the commission, even though there is no salary data available to us. The same thing could also be achieved by using Coalesce function. So if I, instead of is null, I write Coalesce, it would be exact same query here. And if I, let me first run this so that we don't get confused here. In this query, we are getting both null. And if I run this again, yes, again we get the 100 as a value. And in this case, is null and Coalesce are doing the same thing. Now the question arises, why there are two functions which are doing exactly same thing? So there is a slight difference. So isNull is being used when we are only looking at one value. However, coalesces actually looks at multiple different values, so I can give multiple number of arguments here, and it would check each value as whether those are null, and until it reaches a not null value, it will keep searching for it, and it'll reach the last value which we are providing. If in case if all the values in this series are null, and we'll see an example of it. So to test out the example, let me update couple of rows here also as null. So I'm setting up incentive values as null for the employee ID 5 and 6. So let's run this. And now if I run the query, yes, we see there are a couple of more null values which are being updated now. So now if I were to uh, arrive at commission, and I also want to see for Maria the salary is available. So the instead of 100, it should be treating it with certain value which we can provide. And if both the values are null, then it should take a default value, right? So in this case, we will use coalesces because ISNULL will not be helpful here. So in this, what I'm doing is I'm uh, using this function coalesces, and I'm multiplying salary and incentive. So if in case if salary and incentive both the data are available, it'll take that. But let's say salary is salary so in case if this is null, it'll look at this value, so salary into zero point 0.1. But in this case, and salary is also uh, a null, so this will also be a null. In that case, it'll give 100, but here it will take the value as zero point 0.1. So let's run this query and let's see for it. Right. So here we see that the salary data is available. So it is not giving us the default value of 100. What it is doing, it is using salary as value, and instead of null here we are giving 0.1, the default one here, which is not available here. So it is using that and generating 3000 as commission. But since for David we don't have any information for both the columns, so we are putting it as 100. So that's how we are using coalesces as compared to is null. All right. So this is how we can work with null values in the data and get other desired results. I hope you would have learned something new, and you would like the video. If you like the video, please click the like button and also subscribe my channel for upcoming videos. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.